How's about I tell you a little story? A short while ago, a bunch of jokers tried stealing from me. Naturally, I'm intrigued to find out who would do such a thing. Now, I could have asked nicely over a couple of drinks, but I find attaching jump leads to one's bollocks provides clearer and more concise answers to the questions I put forward. I guess I'm just your average bloke who likes a bit of torture. Now this is one of my many establishments. It was this particular bar and also my home, which the clowns decided to target for the robbery. Right, time to introduce the clowns. First up is Pete. He thinks he's quite the comrade, and apparently he's not too bad. He does have quite a problem with authority figures though, particularly bouncers. On the other hand, his brother Vaders is, well, let's just say he's a bit of a muppet, although he does have one talent: flogging fake ID cards to random people on the internet. Finally, Noel. Now he's no link to the Chuckle Brothers, he's more of a sole trader. You think he's checking your meter, but he's actually pinching your valuables. And the man who links these two parties together, Jimmy Jones. Jimmy had been my bar manager until I fired the useless tip for incompetence. He managed to get the combination to my safe from a half-wit son who had drunkenly spilt the beans. Word round the campfire was that I'd be away at a boxing match, leaving a financial window of opportunity for the lads. Jimmy then decided to play a very dangerous game by passing this information on. After a solid day of drinking, Pete was partaking in some serious table inspection. Jimmy wasn't completely out of his tree, but he was definitely hanging from the branches. Forgetting he'd just told his pal Pete, Jimmy then mistakenly informed Noel about the potential heist. So now there's two separate parties trying to steal from myself. Right, let's move forward to fight night. Just as Pete and Varas were beginning their late night escapade, I was on my way back due to a bomb threat at the boxing. Instead of just opening the unlocked gates, Dumb and Dumber decided to go for a wee climb. Take your time, lads. Telling a story here. Talk about the Muppet Show. I mean, these guys would be hard pushed to run a bath, let alone their own lives. The next challenge was to discreetly make their way inside the building. Well, the lads were being quiet as mice. Those already had that work. With the hard part over, you'd think it'd be plain sailing for the fellas. It was then up to the bar, around to the cellar door, down the steps, and then in theory, if you lived in Cloud Cuckoo Land, pop the safe, steal my worldly possessions, and the Milky bars are on them. Looking through Gary Gilmore's eyes, looking through Gary Gilmore's eyes, looking through. That's all very nice, but this isn't a story with a Walt Disney ending. In actual fact, the boys came down to quite a surprise. That's quite a Kodak moment. Where's the camera when you need one? Here's where I come in. Out of the way, Elvis. Bitch about I'll open that for you. Let's have a look at that pretty face of yours. I took quite a hefty blow to the head that night. But as we all know, every action is a reaction. You're probably wondering how I know the ins and outs of this story. I put it down to some artistic license. That and Jimmy Jones's knackers. Alright, I think I'm done with this one. By the way, my name's John the Hand. You've been warned.